Well, I think a lot of different things. Number one, I think the timing is obviously suspect because you go back to the interview he did or the conversation with Bill Maher, where he basically, took to task the woke left and the absurdities of the woke left. Secondly, how is it that it wasn't like one woman came forward. All four of them are coming forward at the same time. So therefore you kind of go, well, let's see. Did you think the four of them just, they're sort of a Russell Brand ex-girlfriend association where they all get together and they talk about it, and then four of them decided to come together at the same time and come forward?
Yes.
So of course there's no agenda here, right? And again, they're now going after, who was it? There was another person who they're going after, some sexual harassment charge, and I forget who it was. But look, at some point you're going to get some sort of sexual harassment charge against Tucker Carlson as well. I mean, anyone who's effective at delivering a message has to be taken down. Now, I don't know. Maybe I haven't looked into it. Are they 20 years ago? Are they 10 years ago? Are they 2 days ago? But it seems rather suspect to me. And this MO, this modus operandi, just seems like we've seen this before. I mean, let's go back to Justice, Brett Kavanaugh, when he was going through his confirmation hearings, and they pulled out something from when he was a frat boy in college 30 years ago. By those standards, we'd all be in jail, including me.
No, high school.
Right? I mean,
this was high school.
Yeah. So the thing that I'm stuck on is the fact that all four women are coming out at the same time. So let's see, they went to find one, they held her back. We needed more. Then they went to find another one, they held her back. So there's no cabal coordinating this, because of course he's not an effective spokesman. And so it would make sense to me. So the moral of the story, to answer your question, is I don't know the merits of it, but on the surface of it, it sounds like just another character assault to try to take down someone who is not preaching
sus.
the party line or not praying at the right altar of wokeism.
Very sus. I think it's incredibly sus. And the thing that I said was, the thing that I thought, one of the allegations was from a person who said, oh, I didn't feel like I could say no. I didn't feel like I was scared to say no. And I was like, you know what? I am really sick and tired of listening to all of these women on one hand say, oh, I'm super strong, I'm powerful, I don't need no man, screw the patriarchy, blah, blah, blah. But I'm so weak and frail that I can't say no to a sexual advance. Like, which is it? Are you a strong, powerful woman who don't need no man and who's all, empowered feminist? Or are you a weak-willed person who can't protect their own bodies from the advances?
Or are you a political ideologue who's just using it to, move the needle and look, here's what they're doing. All they're doing is another form of trying to silence dissent or silence opposition or silence anything that is contrary to the party line, and they will use any means to get there. And in this case, sex sells, right? That's the old expression, that sex sells. Therefore, what better than a sex scandal to shut someone up? Look, it worked with Bill Cosby.
Well, it worked with Steven Crowder. It's now come out for all the attacks on him about his wife. Now the court affidavits are coming out showing that she was lying. And she got platformed by people to tear him down and say what a terrible father and a terrible husband he was. And now it's coming out that it was all lies from court depositions.
And here's the problem with that is once you are convicted in the court of public opinion through skewed facts or political and journalistic bias, they never give the same attention to the exoneration or facts that contradict it. So so they're going to make this big deal about all these allegations, and usually unsubstantiated allegations. And then when the facts come out that don't quite comport with what the allegations were, then you don't hear about it anymore. So you're still left, you're found guilty in the court of public opinion. And that's what they do. That's what
Yep.
the other side does. And by the way, I mean, hats off to them. They do it successfully, and we allow it, right? I mean,
Think about it.
one
They did
voice in
it
the
with, they
wilderness
did it
fighting back
freaking,
doesn't.
think about it. They did it 30 years ago with Clarence Thomas with the freaking Coke can
The pubic hair and
and
the Coke
Anita
can
Hill.
routine. Yes, I know who it is. I watched every minute of those hearings, and thank God Clarence Thomas was successfully confirmed to the Supreme Court. But look, let's go back before that, and we're not even talking about sexual innuendo, but it started with Judge Robert Bork, right? It's now a verb to get borked, which I guess if you change the first consonant could mean some other things, but there is a term called borking now, if you look it up, which is basically when you take someone out through a character assassination, and using sexual content or sexual weaponry, if you will, is just another form of doing that, which is character assassination to take out the political opposition, or at the very least to silence them. This is old stuff. The problem is, why do we continue to take it? Why do we continue to allow it?
We're dumb. Because we're dumb and we have short
right.
memories.
So the other side isn't dumb because they're smart, but we're dumb. I think we're complacent. I don't think we're dumb. I think the problem is we have been on defense for so long. It's sort of like wearing a bulletproof vest. If you talk to any law enforcement, police officer, FBI, there's a fatigue that sets in when you wear it for too long. Right? It's a battle fatigue that sets in. I think the Republicans, or let's call them the conservatives, or I prefer the restorationists, really, but because there is nothing left to conserve, right? So the whole conservative movement, gone. But I just think it's battle fatigue. In any event, Ben, aren't you glad you asked that question?